What is up, boys? Gather round, all nerds, all glorious degenerates, gather round. I have just beaten Armored Core 6. Now, is it the Big Mac of mech games, or more like a soggy order of French fries? Whatever this is, it's a FromSoft game. There are no rainbows and butterflies here. It's a lot of doom and gloom, and get good. We're going in. FromSoftware has always delivered a philosophy in their game design centered around gameplay mechanics. The graphics, the art style, the sound design, the animations, everything is dependent on gameplay mechanics. Their games always feel better. There's a standard of how good and fluid and everything feels to play that maximizes immersion, that allows you to reach that flow state when you're in boss battles instead of dealing with a clunky mess. These are the things that FromSoft delivers, the experience, the bread and butter, baby. Other games sometimes choose art style first, or an atmosphere, or a kind of story they want to deliver, and then it's like they try to meander gameplay mechanics into that, and it never ends up working. And then you compromise on gameplay mechanics, but you have really nice graphics, and it's like, who cares? The game feels like shit to play. This is not the case with Armored Core 6. The fights feel fair. The fights feel really good. When I die, I feel like it's my fault. The fights feel fair. Unlike Asmongold's Golden Halibardo pre-nerf. The movement in this game is smoother than a politician dodging questions. You don't have iframes like the past games, but you're so agile, you don't need iframes. Like, once you really unlock the capabilities of the mech and you unlock certain equipment, and depending on what route you go, you can be really quick and react before projectiles get to you, because they tend to have kind of slow bullet velocity. You're a lot quicker than the bullets coming at you. You can react. So it gives you this awesome constant action feeling, similar to Sekiro, right? Like, you kind of always want to be in the action, dodging, attacking, super fast. It's awesome. It's a fantastic experience. It's probably the smoothest gameplay I've honestly felt. So this is a completely unique experience. This is the beauty of Armored Core 6. I have no reference. It's awesome. Okay, I do think the movement feels the smoothest out of any of their games. Sekiro was Sekiro also feels really smooth. I'm not gonna cap. Actually, it's hard between those two. Those two are like my top FromSoftware games at the moment. Elden Ring, obviously, top 3. Who needs sleep when you're playing Armored Core 6? This game also has amazing customization. You can change your mech, how it looks. You can go as crazy banana as you want customizing your mech. Okay, I put a berserk so it made him look like guts, made him all black. I had another mech which I rock most of the time, which was just my channel colors, the dragon or drake colors, all black with like some lime green poking out, like the code in the Matrix, you know. And I was super reflective, so sleek black, almost like the Batman. And I was role playing all the time. I was playing, you know, I was just like, I'm Batman mech. You know what I mean? Like, and I was playing as such, and it was a fantastic experience. There's a lot of insane customization. It really feels like no one else has your mech. Let's say that. You truly feel you can customize to that level where you're confident no one has your mech. It's a really cool aspect of this game, and I wish there was some way to show off your mech with other people, maybe in like a lobby as you're loading into the PvP, or something where you can just show off your mech and you can see other people's designs. That would be awesome, because there's a lot to do here with the customization. Like, you can be very creative. Now, this game isn't all pros, you know. I'm gonna throw cons and pros in here, and they might be a little dyslexic and spread out, and it is what it is. The mind of a scatterbrain, okay? The cons of this game: you run out of ammo. And I feel like I don't need to run out of ammo. I don't need to run out of ammo. Whenever I felt I was close to running out of ammo, I felt bad. And then I lost my gun, and then I was punching and whiffing people midair, and I felt worse. And there's no positive feeling of that. Like, because all of a sudden you're so conditioned to tapping or holding down, if you have a Gatling gun, your gun, and just auto firing, that you end up reaching a point where you've trained yourself to play one way, and then you lose your gun, and all of a sudden you're whiffing and punching, because when you punch, it's like this long animation and you can't retract it for some reason. It's like you're punching with your entire mech's weight. And it's cool when it lands, but literally I missed 90% of my punches, so it just threw me off. Now I would still beat the level, but like it just didn't feel good. I felt like I lost my mojo because I kept spamming this long ass animation. So I don't know, maybe it's stupid and maybe I'm just a noob or something, I don't know, but I get you can conserve your weapons, but why? I don't want to. Like, just give me all the unlimited ammo. Who gives a like, just give it to me. Like, I didn't really feel like running out of ammo added anything to this game except dread. Running out of ammo here feels worse than running out of dipping sauce for your chicken nuggets. You're left there shooting blanks like a father of 5 after a vasectomy. Also, not only do you whiff with your punches, you wish with pretty much all melee attacks if you're like slightly above the other mech. Something about the plane where like if you're not locked on directly on their plane, you're a little higher than them, you'll end up having trouble going downwards on a 45-degree angle, and you just end up whiffing over them even though you're basically breathing on their neck. You can see their hair standing up on their neck. You're breathing, you're like on them, and their posture broken and they're sweating, and you whiff even though you're right next to them. I wish there was a way to change this. I feel like the mech should be able, or should be agile enough to at least turn his elbow down and slash down, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that did not feel good. Just a little things. I'm trying to be as fair as possible, guys. I'm a reasonable, rational, logical person first, then I fanboy for FromSoft, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, I'm gonna point out the bad stuff because you need to. Yeah, there's a lot of swing and a miss. So trying to land a melee attack in these situations is like trying to land a joke at a funeral. Just don't do it. And modifications after each playthrough and each mission, when you change your weapons and you realize these combos work and they don't, they increase replayability so much. Like, I could easily play this game again. I probably will beat this game again like a year from now or something. I'll just go, like, I played all the other games, like the Elden Rings and the Dark Souls and the Bloodborns, and even Sekiro. I beat it right before this game because I was just getting ready for this game. I was like, let me just go ahead and beat Sekiro again. And those games always are awesome. Like, they always make you feel really good replaying them, even years later. That says something about how they've carved these muscle memory pathways in your brain. Now, another con here is the deployments are pretty boring. I found the deployments kind of boring. Like, the first deployment in the game is just that cinematic, the opening cinematic where they shoot you down the cannon. That is awesome. I love that. And you land and you feel like the sound design felt so good. Everything felt perfect and correct and thunderous. And when you landed, it was like, dude. But afterwards, between each mission and, you know, when you go on these missions, the turning mechanic is pretty cool and you turn 90 degrees to get launched. But then it just kind of fades out to black and then you're there going systems online and you don't feel the impact. Even if it was just a black screen, if they just made an impact sound with a lot of bass, like you just crash landed, you know, because this thing launched you and it's like, it's time to go. Instead, I don't know, it's kind of jarring for me for some reason. The immersion, I lost some immersion during those times. And again, I'm being nitpicky here because, guys, FromSoftware does not miss. This is a banger. Another thing that grinded my gears was the out of bounds in the first couple bosses. The most blue ball feeling ever. Man, this is like getting halfway through a Crunchyroll marathon only to get hit with a connection error. Those boundaries were more restrictive than my parents during my teenage years. And at the very least, if you're gonna have out of bounds markers, that's fine. I get it. You want to keep, you know, them in areas that make sense. We'll have the boss also be within those parameters. So and at the end of these really strenuous boss fights, which I will mention the difficulty of this game. This game is very difficult. There are some moments of despair in this game. You have to struggle, contend, endure until you succeed, and best the laws of causality that have you trapped fighting this boss until you defeat him. But once you do, the game often gives you a landscape with a beautiful sunset in the red Rubicon sky that is honestly so beautiful, it's jaw-dropping at times, because throughout this time the world and the biomes is just a lot of repeating cold and icy mountains, and it washes out into like a gray backdrop that when you're presented after these boss battles, after these grueling moments, you're presented these beautiful vibrant colors. The contrast makes the colors, the contrast of the hours of gameplay before make these colors pop so much more. It's insane. Which then that leads to the story and narrative of this game. Is the story in this game riveting and amazing and will knock your socks off? No. Will the story make you feel like an absolute badass? Yes. This game is giving you that Master Chief experience. In the same stoic hero that no matter what's happening around him, he's cool, calm, collected.
Rivengate. The Banished stranded a lot of our people in enemy territory when they built it, and it's held ever since.
Until today.
You just sit there silently and you're like, and you go through every single enemy, every single situation, and then towards the end of that mission they're like, how the hell did you survive that? Or maybe it's your Cortana waifu. She's like in the Rubicon consciousness that just so happens to have the voice of a like sultry woman, like I don't know, right? Very Cortana-esque. It does give you this feeling like you're fighting for a girl, or you're fighting for your homie when Walter's talking to you and they need you to pull through, and you always pull through for them. That's kind of the narrative, that's the experience that's being sold to you, and damn it, does it work. Another massive W for this game is the soundtrack is good. The soundtracks are hype, they're industrial, they're new wavy, they're vibey, and then they turn into really aggressive industrial EDM or funk. And it hits, right? It hits. And I actually like Baltia's theme a lot. Like, I like it a lot. It gets my nipples hard, okay? And it slaps harder than Vasily the Dumpling Kamotsky. So, Armored Core 6, it's one of my favorite games from FromSoft. It is a work of art. Okay? This is a work of art. So, thank you so much, guys, for listening to me talk here. Mash that like button like you're spamming sword slashes at Balteus. Please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 400 subscribers. I also Twitch stream. Check out my description box. You don't even have to expand it. My stream right there, it's linked right there. It's the first thing. Just click that thing. Click follow is free, man. It helps me out. Come through the lives. I expose my Reddit feed and I show insane stuff on there. That's it, okay? That's the gospel truth of Armored Core 6 through my lens. If you excuse me,